Naruto is an anime full of ninjas, jutsus, love, and friendship. You've probably heard about this show. If not, you are not from this planet. I personally always liked Naruto. It was one of the first anime that I ever saw, and without it, I would probably never become an anime enthusiast, and would not be here talking about anime. That would be a tragedy, right? Not having to watch my ass on videos. Ha! Can you imagine that? How boring would your life be? But there was always one thing that confused me a little, and that was the technology. From the first glance, Naruto World, and mostly Konoha, doesn't look technologically advanced. But when you look closer, you will see that technology is an important part of everyday's life in Konoha. We have TVs, game consoles, computers, as we could see in the operation rooms or in Orochimaru's lair, cameras, batteries, refrigerators, air conditioners, and even wireless radio, as we can see in the 6th episode, and many more, like Pain's body modifications. Generally speaking, technology in Naruto looks like it's on early 2000s level. Well, at least most of the time. Which makes sense, considering the year Naruto was first published, 1999. So, if technology in Naruto is so advanced, why don't we see more of it? First answer is, because Kishimoto said so. Second answer is, that technology is not really needed in the world of Shinobi. Let's take cars as an example. With the technology people in Konoha already have, they should be able to develop cars, right? Yes, they should be able to do that. But why would they? Well, maybe because population of Konoha is estimated at 80,000, and the minimum calculation of the distance between Konoha's entrance door, inner border, and Hokage statues is 74 kilometers. Easily said, by foot, it would take around 23 hours to get from one end to another. So people of Konoha could really use cars, or at least trains, right? After all, can you imagine working for 23 hours just to visit your family members? But Kishimoto decided to not put cars, planes, and firearms into the universe, as he stated at an interview. So thanks Kishimoto, now these poor people have to work everywhere. But if you want more pleasing answer to the car problem, I can give you this. The streets of Konoha are just too narrow that you won't be able to fit cars in there. So in order to have cars, whole city would have to be rebuilt. And in Boruto, there actually is a train in Konoha, so there is that. But the good news is that regular villagers don't have to walk long distances very often. After all, Konoha is not a city with one gigantic mall in the middle. Instead, there are a bunch of small local shops. The fact that there are many clans in the Leaf village also helps this statement. Easily said, clans are basically a village inside a village. This means that the only people who has to travel long distances are shinobis. And I don't think that is a real problem for them. After all, they can jump between the trees better than a squirrel. And it's basically the same with guns. On the one hand, guns could really be useful for the villagers for self-defense or protecting positions. But on the other hand, more guns would probably just mean more violence. And most importantly, why having a gun when you have a people who can throw a meteor on you? What would you do? Shoot a meteor? So at the end, I think that having no guns and cars in Narutoverse really helps. Maybe not the people, but it sure makes the world feel more unique and different. It makes the world feel pure and medieval, while still keeping most of our technology. And that is the beauty of Naruto World. After all, can you imagine that if instead of Naruto Run and jumping from one tree to another, shinobis used cars? I can't.